So the first phase of becoming a chiropractor is that transitioning phase from becoming a broke student into a business owner. And the reason that there's no specificity on what type of business owner you're going to be is because the fact is that decision really lies with you. You could be a broke business owner or you could be a successful business owner. Like that is on you. And the fact is most chiropractors, so the chance of you watching this video is that you're going to be broke. Like most chiropractors are not successful. Most chiropractors will never know what it is to earn $100,000 a month. That's just a fact. But if you want to get to that level, it's possible because there are plenty of people that have done it. And what is the difference between you and that person? So it's the mindset. It really is all about mindset. So when you're a broke student and somebody tells you, yo, you got the opportunity to earn $10,000 a month. You have the opportunity to earn $20,000 a month. It sounds like a lot of money, but the fact is that's nothing. Like if I earned $20,000 a month, we would close this office down because our expenses are between $50,000 and $60,000 a month. Like I spend more than $20,000 a month on just payroll. These are things that you have to take into consideration, and then you have to understand whether or not you want to have half of a grape or a quarter of a watermelon. Like, do you want to create this massive business that, yes, your overhead is a lot more, but your profit is still going to be way more than that half of a grape? Like, there's so many people that have this vision of, I'm just going to own a little studio room and I'm going to have my adjusting table and I'm going to have my desk in the corner. Like, you could totally do that and keep your overhead low, and you could be happy with settling for that small life. That's just not me. And that hopefully isn't you. Like me, I had a vision of what I wanted to achieve. And I wanted to have a massive practice. Like I wanted people in my community to travel over 2 hours to come see me. And I knew what it would take. So that transition from a broke student to a business owner is mindset. And then mindset comes from being able to see what is possible. A lot of times we have no idea of what is possible because we haven't visited enough offices. Like I noticed that with a lot of docs is that as students, they never shadowed any chiropractor. Like if you haven't shadowed a chiropractic office, you really don't know what it is you want. You've been exposed to a very small community. And because you've been exposed to such a small community, you think that's what you want. But without visiting other chiropractic offices and seeing what you definitely don't want, you will never know what it is you want to step into. So that would be the very first step of stepping from a broke student into a business owner, is to have a clear vision of what it is you want. Next is going to be learning how to run an actual business. A lot of times we're students and you're a student clinic, but you got these people showing up to your clinic to be treated by you. You never actually went into the community to get patients into your office. Like that's why like the level up students that are out there and doing screening events and talking to the general public, like those people are going to be way more successful than anybody who just stayed in the classroom and got straight A's. Like those students will be way more successful than anybody who went to the Kairos clubs or all these other adjusting clubs and are phenomenal adjusters. Because how many broke artists are there in our community? Like you could be an amazing adjuster, but if you're not a business person, you will not be financially successful. And by not being financially successful, that means you will have a very limited impact on your community. Because a lot of people gauge success only by money, but the fact is, in order for that money to get into your bank account, there had to be lives changed. You had to have impacted so many lives that people saw so much value in what you had to offer that they went into their pockets and gave you money in exchange for your service. Which leads me to the next thing of transitioning from a broke student to a business owner. You have to be comfortable asking for money. This is like the biggest thing I see with everyone that comes into this office is that they're so scared to ask people for money. And like for me, it's always been an easy thing because like when we opened the office, I had to sell my wife on us being successful. She came from a world where she was a teacher and she was used to just collecting a paycheck. And she collected $40,000 a year as a teacher. And when I told her that the very first month of us being open, we were gonna collect $40,000 that month, it was very hard for her to grasp that concept, right? So I had to think, all right, how can I communicate $40,000, which is an unattainable goal for her, in a way that she could understand it? And I was like, all right, so $40,000 is how many lives impacted. So that's 20 lives impacted if we were charging $2,000 a care plan. Then I asked her, I was like, hey, do you think we can impact 20 lives this month? And she was like, I don't know, 20 is a lot. I was like, all right, let's break it down a little bit more. So 20, how many is that a week? I was like, well, let's just think about this week. Do you think if we have 20 plus new patients come in this week, do you think we can impact 5 lives? And she was on board. Yeah, yeah, definitely. We can impact 5 lives. And 5 lives at $2,000 is $10,000 worth of collection. And you do that 4 times within the month, that's a $40,000 collection. So a lot of times as a student, you need to think about the lives being impacted instead of thinking about the money. So how many lives do you feel that you have the potential to impact on a daily basis? Now, we're seeing about 9 new patients a day. Even if I only get half of those people to sign up for care, how much of a bigger impact are we having in the community? And what is the difference between seeing 20 new patients a week and seeing 9 in a day? That's when you have to learn marketing. So the last transition from being a broke student into a business owner is becoming a master marketer, which doesn't just come from going out into community and talking about chiropractic. It doesn't just come from asking patients for referrals. It comes from being able to be in front of the camera, to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Like, how many business cards do you hand out when you go into Publix? How many business cards do you hand out when you go get gas? These are all things that you have to do. But you also have to make videos. And then you have to know which videos are working and how much money to put behind those videos so that it can reach more people, and how to make a compelling offer so that people actually want to come into your office. And then to have somebody properly trained to call those leads and get them on the schedule. And then to have somebody call the people that are on the schedule and confirm their appointment so they actually show up. And to offer them a free shirt. Like, hey, what size are you? That way we can have a shirt waiting for you when you come in. And give them a phenomenal experience. Like, give them that Ritz-Carlton experience from the moment they walk in. Are they catching your CA sitting on a chair behind a desk, barely able to see their face? Or is that person smiling and excited to greet them? Do they know them by name the moment they walk in? Do they walk around the counter to hand them their paperwork and help them go through it? Do they offer them a bottle of water? These are all the things that you have to learn when going from a broke student to a business owner. It's a lot. And that's why I invested in myself and I hired a mentor. I invested in myself and I collapsed timeframes. And I've been able to achieve in just 3 years, not even 3 years, what most chiropractors have never even achieved in their lifetime.